On a luxurious cruise ship, a notorious ex-crime lord, now gone straight, was marrying his beloved. 99 other women, stand-ins for his bride, were treated like playthings and handed off to his men. Only I remained unwanted and alone, chilling on the deck, my heart set on dying. I had been thrust into this world, pouring everything I had into saving 4 male leads who'd been driven to madness by the story's true heroine. But I failed. The system promised I could return to my real world for 3 precious days to say goodbye to Grandma if I died here. Without hesitation, I plunged into the icy water. Release. It was finally here. But just as consciousness faded, I saw someone swimming desperately toward me. Guests swarmed around the crime lord's bride, their celebratory chatter meaningless to me. I easily found a secluded spot. My broken leg screamed in protest, every movement a tearing agony as I hoisted myself over the railing. What was a little pain if it meant seeing Grandma? With a relieved smile, I jumped. In the frigid embrace of the ocean, I looked back on 15 years of absurd existence. I had been sent to this world with one mission: save the male leads driven to madness by the heroine. If I could save even one, I could avoid the fatal car accident in my real world. But I failed them all. Every time Isabella, the world's chosen heroine, reappeared, all my efforts were erased. Seawater flooded my nose and mouth. I thought I could finally be free. But then, a strong arm wrapped around me, holding me tight. Through the haze, I saw his face, frantic, worried. Then I blacked out. When I woke, my throat burned. The unfamiliar white ceiling above me told me I hadn't died. Why was even dying so difficult? I turned my head and froze. An exceptionally handsome face, downcast, stared blankly ahead. He looked like a marble statue or a god carved from legend. Julian, one of my targets. Julian, who once told me, "Without you, I would have already fallen into hell." As if possessed, I reached out, touching the blessed wooden bracelet I'd once given him.
It was still on his wrist.
His eyes snapped open, sharp and accusing. "Scarlet, what game are you playing now?" I jerked my hand back, my heart seizing. He thought I was manipulating him again, but he'd forgotten. 15 years ago, it was Isabella, the woman he loved, who framed him, destroying his family. He spiraled into despair, hiding from the world. I stayed by his side, day and night, shielding him from ruthless debt collectors, helping him rebuild bit by bit. He once held me close and said he couldn't live without me. But now, all I saw in his eyes was disgust. To him, my sacrifices meant nothing. Julian spoke coldly. "Isabella has always been frail. She's been busy all day. She's not feeling well and needs your blood." The doctor tried to protest. "Miss Scarlet just fell into the water. She's very weak." "She's fine." Julian cut him off harshly. "She's thick-skinned. A little blood is nothing. This is the only way she can help Isabella. She should be grateful." I stared at him, bitter rage curling in my chest. "If you love her so much, why aren't you by her side? Watching her marry Roman, becoming his shadow, are you truly content with that?" The system had warned me. He would turn dark, and I needed to save him. But this wasn't darkness. This was pathetic, self-sacrificing devotion. "Isabella is different," he said, his expression softening. "Back in the orphanage, she was the only one who showed me warmth. I'll never forget that kindness." The orphanage. Again. I stared at him, numb.
Right.
The system said Isabella was the world's destined heroine. She and the 4 male leads shared a so-called beautiful childhood in that orphanage. Even if she left them bruised and broken, her return always reset everything to zero. All it took was a few tears and soft words, and everything anyone else had done for them disappeared. After they drained my blood, my vision swam. I drifted near unconsciousness. If I just fall asleep now, will I finally see Grandma? Scarlet misses you so much. Late that night, I woke again, barely stronger. Damn it, I still couldn't die. Even death was this difficult. I looked around, Julian's secluded retreat. Then I remembered the rumors. Venomous snakes infested the trails behind this place. Without hesitation, I stumbled toward the back trails. Each step was agony, my broken leg dragging behind me, but I kept going. Just as a snake poised to strike, someone yanked me back violently. "Scarlet, are you insane?"
"Julian."
Again. How was he always here? His grip on my arm was crushing, his face twisted in panic and fury. Are you trying to die? His voice shook. First the cruise, now this? Are you that desperate for my attention? Attention? I laughed coldly, yanking my arm free. If I die, I won't be in your way anymore. I won't threaten Isabella, the woman you adore. You should be happy. I turned toward the snake again. I had to die. He pulled me back again. My arm scraped a rock, stinging. Stop playing the victim, he snapped. Go put ointment on that wound. He dragged me away. I saw the bracelet on his wrist again. It reminded me of the lucky charm Grandma embroidered for me. Good thing I hadn't given that to this ungrateful bastard. I was going home to Grandma now. I needed to take it with me. While no one was watching, I slipped away. That lucky charm. Grandma stitched it herself. Meticulous embroidery of 2 lovebirds, symbols of enduring happiness. Her dearest blessings for me. She always hoped I'd find a good man and live a peaceful life. I used to believe that if I could save just one of them, I'd give him that charm. Let Grandma see my happiness. But none of them deserved it. I returned to Uncle Ryder's house to retrieve it. He was staring blankly at a portrait of Isabella. Ryder, a decorated veteran now confined to a wheelchair. He had become Isabella's personal security, only to be manipulated and humiliated by her. She caused his permanent injury. I stayed by his side. I helped with his therapy. I cooked for him, encouraged him. He resented me at first, then grew protective. He started cooking for me. Every meal. Then Isabella returned. She casually mentioned a dog for allergy. Without hesitation, he threw the little dog we had raised together from a high building. That dog, his gift to me when he finally accepted me. It had been family, but because of Isabella, he killed it without a blink. I used to fear abandonment like that. Now I welcomed it. I ignored him and walked into my room, only to find it completely empty. Where are my things? I fought down my fury and asked Ryder coldly, Did you throw out all my things? Isabella didn't want them here, so I cleared them out, he replied, his tone distant. I'll find you somewhere else to live. Cleared out? He said it like it was nothing. Just like you got rid of that innocent little dog? Are you trying to get rid of me now too? I laughed, hollow and cold. From the very beginning, I had always been the extra one. You, he started, but I cut him off, my voice trembling. Do whatever you want with everything else. I don't care. I just want the box. Inside was Grandma's lucky charm, the last thing I had from her. What do you want it for? He asked, his face darkening, eyes turning sharp. He thought I was going to use it to stir up trouble with Roman again. You'll never be as kind and wonderful as Isabella, he spat. Roman would never love someone like you, a manipulative, vile woman. I'm warning you. I won't let you ruin her wedding. Kind? In their eyes, only Isabella was kind. I had once told Ryder about the box. Under the moonlight, he'd said he'd keep it safe for me until I found someone I truly loved. I told him then that if I ever ended up with him, I'd give him the box. Back then, his expression had been soft, filled with affection. It gave me hope. Now he was glaring at me like I was filth. You stay put. Don't you dare cause any more trouble for Isabella. If you don't tell me where the box is, I'll go tell her the kind of filthy thoughts you have about her. I provoked him on purpose. And it worked. Ryder flew into a rage. He retrieved the box from a corner and violently threw it to the ground. The wood splintered. The lucky charm tumbled out. Without hesitation, he grabbed it and tore it to shreds. The pieces scattered across the floor. Scarlet, you ungrateful wretch. I'm going to teach you a lesson you'll never forget. I stared at the shredded charm, my heart twisting in agony. This was the man I had cared for with everything I had. His cruelty had never disappeared. It had only been hiding. Good. I clutched the torn pieces in my hand, my fingers trembling, and looked at him with a twisted smile. Where even now, before he could react, I lunged and slammed into his injured leg. Pain exploded in my broken leg, and I coughed up blood, my vision swimming. I knew where to hit, the scar Isabella left on him. I provoked him on purpose. I wanted this to end. I wanted to leave this world and see Grandma again. Ryder froze. Shock, regret, and pain flashed across his face. But then came fury. Scarlet, couldn't seduce Roman, so now you're trying to seduce me? You have no shame. I was fading fast, consciousness slipping. But I saw Julian had arrived too. When I woke again, I was in a damp, dark basement. Didn't Julian take me away? How did I end up here? Before I could think further, Isabella appeared, her expression triumphant. Scarlet, you're in such a pathetic state, and you still can't leave them alone? She mocked, looking down at me. Do you really think a wretch like you could ever compete with me? Before I could respond, she leaned in and whispered near my ear, her voice dripping with contempt. I'll show you today. All your struggles, all your sacrifices, they're a joke. But since I'm feeling generous, I'll give you a fair chance. Fair? Before I could ask, I heard shouting from outside. The door burst open. Roman stormed in, panicked. Isabella, are you okay? He froze when he saw the scene. Isabella and I tied to opposite sides of a contraption, a strange device between us. It all clicked at once. This was her setup. A staged kidnapping. The ropes attached to both of us were rigged to 2 syringes filled with venom. Once triggered, one would snap and inject its target. Roman could only choose one of us to save. Isabella looked at him with tears in her eyes. Roman, save me? I looked at him, my heart hollow. Roman, once a proud crime lord, now reduced to this. Isabella had broken him long ago. Before he rose in the underworld, when he was nothing, Isabella dragged him through hell. She brought people to beat him, humiliate him, forced him to eat dog food, live in a kennel. I had found him at rock bottom. I became his sparring partner, endured every beating, stayed through every rage. One day, when I tried to leave, broken and bruised, he pulled me into his arms. Where are you going? He asked softly. Stay here. I thought I'd finally reached him, that he, of all of them, would be immune to Isabella's spell. I was wrong. He never stopped loving her. In the end, he refused to marry anyone else. He threw her a grand wedding, found 99 stand-ins, all resembling her, to prove I wasn't special, to prove I never mattered. To keep his past with me hidden from Isabella, he even handed me over to his enemy. I was tortured for a day and a night, and the tiny life growing inside me was lost. Roman now stared at the device. His hand hovered between the ropes, hesitating. Seeing it, Isabella played her part again. Roman, save her. She was with you when no one else was, but I'm marrying you now. I don't want anything more. She brought up memories from the orphanage, every word aimed at his weakest spots. Roman's face twisted with pain, then rage. He turned on me. Scarlet, are you happy now? You saw our wedding and couldn't stand it, so you set this whole thing up just to get attention. Julian and Ryder rushed in behind him. When they saw Isabella in danger, they panicked. They didn't hesitate to blame me. Manipulative, jealous, cruel. I stared at them. Once, they were warm. Once, they whispered promises and held me close. Now, all I heard was hate. I had given everything, and all I got in return was this. My heart cracked, the pain overwhelming. I could hardly breathe. I scoffed, voice like ice. You're all puppets, dancing to Isabella's tune like brainless dogs. I must have been blind to ever try and save you. You're pathetic. Every single one of you. So desperate to grovel at her feet. Julian's expression darkened. Ryder clenched his fists. Roman's eyes blazed red. Without a word, they sprang into action. Ryder subdued the kidnappers. Julian rushed to untie Isabella. And Roman lunged at me, eyes wild, and drove a dagger into my shoulder. Agony ripped through me, blood instantly staining my clothes. I looked at Roman's bloodshot eyes, filled with madness and hatred. I never wronged you. Why do you hate me so much? I asked weakly, using my last ounce of strength. Was all our companionship fake? His gaze was complicated, his voice cold. You shouldn't have, Scarlet. You absolutely shouldn't have provoked Isabella. I can tolerate anything else, but not that. His handsome face twisted with cruelty. For the first time, I saw the brutal crime lord beneath the mask. A chill rose from the depths of my heart. I finally understood. He wasn't my protector. He was the villain Isabella had created. My attempt at redemption had utterly failed. Don't look at me like that, he growled, frowning. My vision darkened. I was slipping. Just then, Isabella fainted. Roman didn't hesitate. He yanked the dagger from my shoulder, tossed it aside, and rushed to her with the other 2 men. As I lost consciousness, I thought maybe I'd finally be free. Maybe I could go home. Maybe I'd see Grandma. But through the haze, I saw a face, gentle yet stern, eyes brimming with frantic worry. It was Sebastian. That expression, it mirrored the one in my memories. Sebastian, the powerful heir from an influential family, was once the only man who openly claimed a relationship with Isabella. She betrayed him when he loved her the most. After that, he grew cold, distant. He kept everyone at arm's length. At a party once, I worked up the courage to ask him to be my date, right in front of everyone. He paused, then, amid laughter and mockery, gave a small grunt. I never knew if he was just trying to get back at Isabella, or if he pitied me. Either way, from that day on, I became his constant companion. He was gentle, considerate, at least until Isabella reappeared. Then everything he'd promised me, he handed to her instead, claiming it was out of kindness because of their childhood bond. Eventually, his calls stopped. His messages stopped. He vanished as if we'd never been anything at all. The next time I saw him was at Isabella's wedding. I was bleeding, stabbed, barely alive. How ironic. Only Isabella could bring all four men together. When I woke again, I was stabilized. I heard Ryder's voice, "Keep drawing my blood for Scarlet, as much as she needs." It turned out, by the time Sebastian had arrived, I had nearly bled out. When Ryder saw me awake, he scolded, "Why did you have to provoke Roman? Just wait a little longer, and we could have saved both of you." The others chimed in, accusing me of being manipulative, of trying to draw attention, of causing Isabella's fainting. I scoffed. "You think I'm being manipulative? What if I told you I really wanted to die? Even without Isabella's little stunt, I wouldn't have lasted much longer." Isabella jumped in, wide-eyed and innocent.
No.
"I was kidnapped too. Why would I ever want to worry you?" But Roman snapped. "Scarlet, you're hopeless. Are you really trying to kill yourself just because Isabella and I got married? So, all your strength before, that was just an act. You think dying will make you seem noble now?" My heart was already long dead. "I don't expect you to remember my kindness," I said coldly. "But I didn't think you'd wish me dead. Since that's what you want, I'll grant your wish." I started to rise from the bed. Sebastian rushed over, grabbing me tightly. "Scarlet, I don't want you to die." His grip was crushing. "It hurts," I gasped. He froze, then loosened his grip slightly. Then, I felt warm drops on my neck. Tears? Sebastian was crying? I had never seen him cry. He choked out, "Scarlet, will you marry me? We'll leave this place." Just like before. The room went silent. The others tried to talk him out of it. I brushed his hair back and asked quietly, "Marry me? Isn't bigamy illegal in this world?" He hesitated. "It's just a strategic alliance. I'll give you a grand wedding. Everything you want. You'll be the most beautiful bride. You won't need to be jealous of Isabella anymore." I was dumbfounded.
Disgusted.
He was marrying one woman for Isabella, and now he wanted to marry me for her too. Truly devoted, wasn't he? I said nothing. When they turned away, I seized my chance. I snatched Roman's dagger from his belt and slashed at my wrist. Roman lunged, grabbing the blade. It sliced deep into his palm. In the chaos, he accidentally knocked Isabella aside. Ryder caught her. Isabella's face twisted with shock and disgust. Ryder, though distressed, still defended her. "Don't let her fool you. She's faking again." Roman smirked coldly. "She wants to die? She won't get her wish. I won't let her die in front of Isabella. I won't let her stain her view. I'll lock her up, keep her confined until she learns her lesson." Everyone seemed relieved. Sebastian turned to Isabella, saying tenderly, "That island you liked? I bought it. It's yours now." "Really?" she beamed. "If you want stars from the sky, I'll find a way to pluck them for you." They left to celebrate with cake, assigning guards to watch me. Later, Julian returned. For once, his gaze softened as he touched the wound on my shoulder. "I remember someone standing up for me, taking on my debts," he said. "That was Isabella. She's so kind. Of course, I'll protect her forever." Then he added, almost as an afterthought, "But you were there too. I remember your kindness." So, even my sacrifices were credited to Isabella. I said nothing. I looked up at him through tears. "I hurt so much." Julian froze. "Does it hurt a lot?" "Yes," I sobbed. "Just like the wounds I had when I was with you." He gently wiped away my tears. I looked at him and whispered, "I want cake. You promised to celebrate my birthday. Today is my birthday." Julian hesitated, then nodded and turned to leave. I watched his retreating back, knowing this was my last chance. I dragged myself to the window, ignoring the shouts, the panic, the noise. I climbed up and jumped. Grandma, I'm coming. When I woke again, Ryder was beside me. He gently brushed my hair back. Scarlet, be good. Don't make trouble anymore. You still have me, your uncle. I'll protect you. For life. It turned out they had caught me. I forced a smile. Ryder froze, gently calling my name. But the next second, my smile vanished. My voice turned icy. You want me to smile at you like this? I once considered you my closest family. Now we're nothing to each other. When I leave this world, I'll see Grandma again. I don't need a hypocritical family like you. You still can't let go of Isabella, can you? I added bitterly. We just want you to reflect on your actions, to apologize to Isabella, Ryder said. I only wanted to teach you a lesson. I didn't expect you to. I didn't want to hear his excuses. I grabbed the lamp from the bedside table and smashed it against my head. I've had enough. Let me die. If I die, I'll be free. Ryder quickly intercepted me. Panicked, he tied my limbs to the bed like I was a prisoner. I struggled violently. Afraid I'd hurt myself, Ryder tightened the restraints. Roman walked over, his voice low. I know how you feel about me, but Isabella and I share more than just a childhood at the orphanage. She saved my life countless times. Our bond is something you'll never understand, much less replace. He had returned to his family, with difficulty. I had risked my life to help him more than once. I even broke my leg saving him. He once cried by my hospital bed, begging to die in my place. But now, I laughed bitterly. Roman, you're such a fool. After everything Isabella did to you, you're still fawning over her like a dog. You're the biggest idiot in the world, beyond saving. He flared with rage, raising his hand to strike me. I met his gaze, fearless. I wanted to end it all. But Isabella pulled him back, her tone soft. Roman, don't be angry. She's just desperate for love, trying to get your attention. It's pitiful. Ryder quickly stuffed a towel into my mouth, silencing me. They began to discuss what to do with me, like I wasn't even there. Isabella, all false kindness, said, I won't hold her behavior against her. She's just too desperate. Sebastian agreed instantly. Yes, Isabella is truly kind. Unlike her, Scarlet keeps ruining our happiness. She deserves punishment. Isabella's eyes flicked toward me, calculating. That island you gave me, it has a disciplinary school for unruly girls. If we send her there, it'll straighten her out. Everyone nodded in agreement. Sebastian leaned down and hugged me. I could feel his strong heartbeat. He had once given me tenderness. If I hadn't known what he was about to do, I might have believed it was real. I turned my head, avoiding his embrace. He didn't push. I'll wait for you, he whispered. Once you've changed, I'll come for you. The place we used to live, I kept it just the same. It's cleaned every day, waiting for your return. Julian added, since it's your birthday, I'll let go of your lies. When you come back, I'll throw you a proper party. But you must reflect, he said sternly. How could you treat kind, innocent Isabella so cruelly? Isabella, still playing the martyr, said, I'm going to the island anyway. I'll take her with me. Roman kissed her forehead. I'll handle things here, then come to the island. We still need our honeymoon. Outside the window, fireworks for their wedding lit the sky in endless waves. They basked in joy, and I lay bound to the bed like a prisoner. When I arrived at the island's special school, I finally understood Isabella's intentions. This place was a living hell. Laws meant nothing. People were tortured to death. I barely clung to life. The next day, Isabella visited me. Her posture and tone made it clear this place was her domain. She saw the shock in my eyes and laughed. Did you think I was born the heroine of this world, with the male leads fawning over me? When I came here, I was beneath you. I only wanted to please Roman, but he sent me here, to this hellhole. Everything I have now, I fought for with blood and tears. I'm not afraid of this world's true heroine, let alone a naive savior like you, a transmigrator trying to redeem villains. She gripped my chin, venom in her voice. All the love you had? That was my dream. When I was here, suffering, I kept wondering why they loved you and not me. But I'm better than you. I'm stepping all over you now. She laughed triumphantly. With this face, I gained the memories of the real heroine. That's why they love me. Your sacrifices? They've already given you credit for them, but to me. So yes, I won. You got their affection, but you lost everything. They betrayed you. The more they hurt you, the more they love me. Enjoy this special training I prepared. I endured. The system pitied me. Hold on, it said. Once you die, you can return to your world. But I was calm. I've changed my mind, I said. I wouldn't die so meaninglessly. If mistakes demand punishment, and murder must be repaid with a life, then I would become a real criminal and then go home. There were many ways to die in that school, but I chose to survive. Then I overheard talk of a charity auction. Girls were to be confined in custom glass cages and sold off like livestock. I found a way to swap places with one of them. I knew Isabella would be there, with all 4 men. I wanted them to witness my crime. I wore a mask, brought on stage like merchandise. Isabella recognized me, but didn't stop the auction. Instead, she looked delighted. Before bidding began, guests could pay to humiliate me. One paid for an electric shock collar. Others paid to strip me, one item at a time. I had shackles, but I could move slightly. As my clothes fell away, I began humming a soft lullaby, the children's rhyme Grandma used to sing. I always sang it during dark moments. It reminded me of home. Isabella's face twisted. The 4 men went still. Ryder whispered, "She doesn't sing like Scarlet." Her voice that's hoarse. Yes. My throat was ruined long ago. I stepped closer to the glass. Only one piece of clothing remained. Beneath it, a birthmark that both Roman and Sebastian had seen. Just as I prepared to reveal it, Isabella interrupted the auction. "I can't bear to see them humiliated," she said, playing the savior again. Roman pulled her close. But then Julian, quiet until now, suddenly shouted, "Her left leg, it's just like Scarlet's." Everyone looked at my leg, but Isabella quickly interjected, "Scarlet is still at the school reflecting. How could she be here? After the auction, we'll go check the school, and you'll see." They all agreed with her. There was no way I could be here. Ultimately, Isabella bought me at a high price. Before leaving, she told the others she wanted to see me first. She sent everyone away, opened the glass enclosure, and stepped inside. Her hand clamped tightly around my throat. "You want them to recognize you? All your scheming. Was it worth it?" she hissed. "Still using that children's rhyme to awaken their memories? Don't be so delusional. In their hearts, it was always me who was there." Her voice trembled with rising anger. "All your sacrifices? They only benefited me." Then her grip loosened. She leaned in, sneering. "Sing the rhyme for me, completely, and I'll give you a quick end." "Life at the school hasn't been easy, has it?" I coughed, suppressing the pain, and gave a faint smile. "Okay, but I'm too weak. Come closer, and I'll sing it." Isabella hesitated, but seeing me chained, she stepped closer. I hummed softly, and then, in a flash, I wrapped the iron chain around her neck and pulled it tight. She thrashed, kicking at the glass. Shards scattered. She tried to call for help, but I had already set fire to a different part of the building to distract everyone. Only the 2 of us were here. Her resistance weakened. Finally, she went limp. I watched her die with no emotion. I never intended for them to recognize me. My goal was always Isabella. She wanted answers about me and those men, but I would never let her have them. Outside, the others began to feel uneasy. They sent Roman to wait for Isabella, while the other 3 rushed to the school. At the school, all they heard were reports of how obedient and well-behaved I had been under various torments. Ryder, furious, punched the headmaster. The man confessed. Isabella had created the entire disciplinary plan herself. The truth hit them hard. Maybe the girl at the auction was me. They raced back, but the building was already engulfed in flames. People fled in all directions. They ran into the inferno to find me. I dragged my broken body to the rooftop. I stood at the edge, trembling. My legs shook with fear, but my heart felt light. I could finally be free. Then, their voices rang out behind me. "Scarlet, don't jump." Roman's voice was gentle, pleading. I remember now. We said we'd find a quiet place together, once I cleaned up my life. Let's go there, just you and me. The mental chains Isabella had placed on them were gone. They remembered everything. The promises, the betrayals. Ryder knelt. His voice cracked. "Scarlet, you're mine. I promise to give you a home. I've kept your things safe. Let's go back." Julian stepped forward, eyes reddened. "You once told me to keep living. If you die now, how can I keep going?" Even Sebastian, who rarely showed emotion, whispered through tears, "Scarlett, you've always been my wife.
Come with me.
I'll give you the grand wedding you deserve." They pleaded, one after the other. I only smiled. "And Isabella?" I asked. "When you came up, you must have seen what I did. I strangled her. Don't you hate me?" They cried like children.
It was her, they said.
She twisted our memories. The one we loved was always you.
Come back.
Let's start over. I shook my head gently. It's too late. I stopped wanting any of you a long time ago. And with that, I leapt. Their hands grasped at air. They fell to their knees, their sobs echoing into the flames. After I died, the system spoke. "Congratulations. Redemption complete. All 4 male leads have returned to normal. You can be reborn now." "Send me home," I said. "Not so fast," the system replied. "Don't you want to see what they'll do?" Ryder held my body tightly. In despair, he ended his own life. Julian calmly cut his wrist and let the fire consume him, whispering, "This is karma." Sebastian held a grand wedding for us, then self-immolated, turning to ash beside my photo. Roman buried me on the island and turned it into our dream home.
Then he slowly tortured himself to death.
None of them harmed others. They destroyed only themselves. After witnessing it all, I returned to my own body. Time had rewound to the moment before the car accident. Grandma held me in her arms, crying with joy. I took her to the hospital. Miraculously, all her ailments had vanished. The system had kept its word. Grandma's life had been extended by 50 years. I hugged her tightly, tears streaming down my face. "Grandma, I just want you by my side." "Silly child," she said gently, stroking my head. "Why are you crying? Lost that lucky charm again? That's all right. I'll make you another one. As long as you're safe, Grandma's at peace. This time, Grandma, I'll protect you.